Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey guys, I saw lights last night over my rice fields, and I couldn't explain them, but I think, holy moly, look at that, look at that. Crop circles on my rice fields. I knew it. Alrighty, so the saga of the gate continues. I did manage to exhaust myself the last couple days. Actually, not the last couple days, but a couple days working on the gate. So I actually took a break for a couple days because I couldn't move. But what I did, and take a looky over here, was actually I dumped 2 truckloads, or really what was only a cubic meter or so. I mean, they just scoop it up in the tractor, so they don't really weigh it or anything. But yeah, I don't want to overstress my truck, so I took like basically 1 scoop from the bucket loader or whatever, and put it in the back of the truck, drove over here, and then shoveled it all off, turned around, went back, got another load, brought it back, shoveled it all off, and then proceeded to start mixing cement, concrete, and you know, mix up a batch, 4 buckets of concrete. I used 2 buckets of sand, bucket of cement, and then of course a bucket of powder, and that's a lot of pulling too in the little bin. But anyway, mixed up a batch of cement, cemented this up on the other side, and did it again, put more cement. And so what I've done, I did just put that piece of wood down in there so the cement wouldn't fall out, and then there's a metal pipe on the underbrace over there, but I surrounded it with just some old pieces of concrete brick, you know, and then just poured concrete over the whole thing and filled it all in underneath there and under here. And then I after I mixed all the concrete and put it all in there, then I just proceeded to take the rest of the stone and dump it all on top and fill in any cracks or whatever. I mean, it's, you know, it's only the only weight on it really is going to be the gate, although obviously from time to time might wind up walking over there, and they'll get torrential rain. We did have a big old two times when the torrential rain came, you know, for 15-20 minutes or whatever, and then it drizzled all night, but it didn't change the level of that cement plank, so that's good. It gave me confidence that there's, you know, it's going to stay in one place. And actually, after I poured, you know, backfilled all the loose stone on top of the concrete that I had made, I went ahead and I still had a bunch of concrete powder left, and so I just poured it on top of the loose stone, and then after, and let it rain, right? So then after it rained, it basically made its own concrete. So that loose stone is not loose anymore. It's pretty hard. On the entranceway, I also put the loose stone there, but if you saw that previous video on this gate, what I had done was took that loose, it's not pea gravel, but it's more like almost like laterite gravel or something, small stone. I got it to make pavers with, to make cool looking pavers, but I had too many bags and they were just sitting around over there and didn't make that many pavers. So I took that and I backfilled on both sides of this thing, and that was all right. But then I put the stone on top of it even further to make sure it didn't move around. Actually, I even put that small stone underneath it with any gaps or whatever. But then again, after I finished all the stone, I still had 2 bags of that stuff, so I poured it on top to fill in all the little cracks between the stone. And I tried driving over kind of fast with my truck, you know, to see if it would move and stuff, and it's not moving. It's not moving anywhere, so it's good and level. And now, oh yeah, I'm ready to proceed to what is really going to be phase 3, which is, you know, getting the gate up, making the gate. And although I'll probably just maybe today or tomorrow take out those wood pieces, or I could just leave them there. It'll probably all grow up with weeds in a bit anyway. But what I got to do today is, you know, my original plan was to pull the gates off, you know, bring them out here, weld them together, and design and do all that great stuff, and make it all done in one day. But after looking at my first challenge, I'm not gonna be able to do that one day, which is the wheels. I did go to Global Hardware yesterday, and I got 4 wheels, double up on the front and the back on that gate. And then I also got some decorative bars I'm gonna put in there in my design. And I also needed to get bigger bolts that I'm using for the axle on those wheels, and I think they'll be fine as axles. They're like about as thick as my thumb, probably. I don't know what that is. They're probably 5/8 maybe, or 3/4 or something. So they're pretty robust. And I went to the Sunday market, and I bought a leaf spring, an old leaf spring, for like 100 baht. So whatever that is now, 250 or something, 275. And I figured, well, what I could do is I could take that leaf spring and I could cut that up. I cut it up, and then I make those, you know, basically a housing bracket for the wheels, right? I'll just weld it to the bottom of the gate, you know, and trap in the 2 wheels with a washer in between or whatever, so that I could, you know, make that happen. And then I'll have 2 brackets. So then I can go ahead, because I wanted to pre-position kind of everything, including the wheels, before I pulled the gates off and went at it. And anyway, so that's my big task today. So let me get over there, get situated, and I'll get back at you. All right, let me show you. So this is what I bought in terms of like one of the inserts for the gate. I got 4 of them. They're probably made for fences, but it'll work for the gate. The only thing I have to worry about is that it's kind of, you know, it's hollow and it's kind of thin, so I gotta be careful, because in order to make it the height of the gate, I'm probably gonna need to add metal at the top and bottom. So I'll weld, you know, extra metal on the top, but I don't know how good that's gonna be, because you know, you gotta weld it right. Although I just saw something, which was I bought these pieces of metal that I've used before for different things, and this I'm going to weld these into the gate for design too. But I just saw something. It's got a point on it. Maybe it can go down in there, boom, and I can weld it like that or something. I don't know. Whoops. So yeah, so I got these to make part of the design, and I'll show you that later. And dang it, ants, man. And then those. And so what I've done here is, these are my tires. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see that, but inside there's like a little bunch of bars as bearings. So roller bars or whatever. So I got these 4, and this is my leaf spring that I had. And what I've already done was I actually cut this piece off of here, I'm gonna tell you right now that cutting this piece was not easy, man. I used probably half of my blade on the chop saw, and then I used my hand grinder to cut through it, and then I went back to the chop saw blade. It took me too long to cut that little piece, and I have to make 1, 2, 3, 6 cuts, and I just, you know, and then I realized also when I'm cutting, the reason that it takes so long is that it's super hard, right? I mean, it's a leaf spring. It's designed to be stacked up with other leaf springs and withhold, you know, or hold up 1,800 pounds or something like that, or whatever. So the chances of me drilling a hole through that thing by hand, you know, with one of my drills are pretty much nil. So I've had to do a rethink on that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my stuff over to my metal guy. If you remember from previous video, I told you I found a metal guy just right over here, and he's actually married to a family member, evidently. So like my father-in-law, my late father-in-law's brother's daughter or something. Anyway, yeah, so he's like, oh, hey, you know, Uncle Craig, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna take it over to him. I'm gonna let him use his metal, because he's a metal shop guy, he's gotta have metal. I'll let him make the metal bars that go around the 2 wheels, and he's got big old ass drill presses, so I'll make him do that. And it probably wouldn't cost much, maybe $5-10 or something to do all that work. He's got a big old gas welder too. And one of the things I remembered about metal, and when I was welding, I thought, you know what, maybe I could just heat that up and I'll cut it, you know, when it's hot or something. That's not gonna work. But that kind of metal, you kind of want like kinds of metal when you weld together. And because that metal is so super strong, or already dense, you know, already like pounded steel or whatever, if I weld it, once I got the 2 pieces together, if I welded it right there, I'll bet you that weld wouldn't hold. I mean, you know, maybe a year or 2 or something like that, but the weld would degrade because I'm not able to really melt that metal to a point where, you know, it would really be you know, liquefied like you want when you mix 2 sides together. But so it's not good metal to weld, that's what I'm saying. But he's probably got flat bar steel over there, and he can make me a couple nice looking flat bar mounts for this, and then I can just weld that to the bar over here. This is the gate bar. It's pretty thick steel, so probably not as thick as what he's got, but I think it'll work. If not, what I'll have him do is I'll have him drill a hole in the middle, so I can maybe, if I have to, put an anchor bolt through that mount. Like I'd mount it underneath, but I'd still weld it, and then something like that. But I'll try and weld it first. So anyway, I gotta go change my clothes. Right now I can probably take the scooter over there. All right, let me go do that, and I'll get back at you. Alrighty, so got that done. Check it out. This is what I got. Oh, so basically that's all it is a nice, here, let me turn that camera, nice bracket, nice weld on those, nice bead. Good job, good job. And what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I'll weld this right underneath the bottom bar of the gate. I probably need to put, there's a little bit of play in there, you can see that, so I'm gonna put maybe some washers in there or something, although I still need to tighten it. And these were the bolts that I bought, you know, when I went out there. I bought the wheels at Global, but I bought the bolts over at the little metal hardware kind of store over there. So yeah, I got both those. It was 300 baht for the metal and the welding and whatever. I left the wheels with him, let him put it together so I could see it. I didn't put the center hole there though to drill it to the gate. I told him what metal I had for the gate, you know, the 1.5 inch tube, 2 mil or whatever it is, and he said, oh, it'd probably be all right, you know. So I'm gonna try and do it. If my stick weld does not hold fast to that on the gate, I'll just have to take the gate over there to him, and he can probably weld it somehow. Maybe gas welding will be able to make that metal. But if I remember, that metal bar, I've used it before, and the metal bar, you know, I can weld to it, so I should be all right. But what I realized is I had given him a piece of that piece of Mai Ching Chan, which is that rosewood piece, that one piece I had that I used for the distance between the wheels. I go, yeah, it's about thick this, so I'll leave this with you and you measure it between the, and but then I left it over there and I want it, so I need to go back and get it. But anyway, now that the wheels are done, the next big task is to, you know, take the gate off and start designing it. So I guess I'll have to do that. It's already heating up. I'm already exhausted just from trying to cut that leaf spring. Dang, man, they use those, and you probably see some other Thai videos or whatever in Vietnam stuff. They like using the leaf springs. They heat it up, they cook it, you know, heat it up almost like in a kiln or whatever, so that they can pound it and pound it and pound it flat, and then and cut it, you know, just a little bit really to make and grind it to make knives, you know, to make blades, you know, the kind they put in the sheath and stuff like that. Which I'm telling you, I saw one of those videos, a guy like an 80-year-old guy, and he likes doing it and stuff, but he's lifting up a heavy sledge, almost like my pony sledge, and he's just going bam, bam, bam. And no, dude, every time you hit the sledge on that metal, it's gonna reverberate right back to your, you know, humerus, and the only of a couple of glenohumeral joints that you have in your body, and yeah, you're gonna feel it. I did that before when I was demolishing this house to build it, the old structure. Dude, I was swinging that sledgehammer like all day or whatever it was, and I couldn't even turn my arms, you know, they were crooked, you know, and these guys were much older. But anyway, yeah, so I don't want to do that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that leaf spring. I'll probably have somebody come over and go, hey, can I have that? Sure you can. All right, well, if you watch that and you like my wheels, then thanks for watching, and keep watching. And I'll get back at you with what is really phase 3 on the gate. And hey, I showed you them crop circles in the front, my rice field. Yeah, you do know what those are from, right? Or no? At first I thought they were wind, you know, like I thought I saw the rice folded over, you know, in the last season, and I was like, well, man, the wind blowed that over. But it's not the wind, because those downpours we had, rain doesn't always come down the same, right? You guys all know that it'll rain over here. I can stand right here and get poured on, and then right in front of the driveway it's not pouring. And that's really what happened out there. Is it poured down the rain in that one spot. I mean, it rained everywhere, but in that one spot or a couple spots, it just a deluge, and that's what pushed the rice down. So, yeah, it wasn't aliens. But that's still up for debate. All right, guys, again, thanks for watching, and keep watching.